This is a short video to describe the process of preparing for a leaf marque audit. The first step is to download a copy of the leaf marque standard from the webpage if you haven't already done so. I'll show you how to find this on the webpage. The easiest way to navigate is to use the search function on the top right. And if I search for standard, that will bring me the web page that I need. If you click on that web page, the first link is then a copy of the standard. And this then is publicly available to anybody at any stage in their journey to certification. The second step then is to check that you comply with all essential requirements, because this is what you need to do in order to be certified. We do include recommended control points within the leaf marque standard, and these will exist for two reasons. Either that they are specific to a particular sector, and not widely available, or that it could be that the industry isn't quite ready for these to be made essential, but they could be made essential in the future. So have a look at the essential control points, and I'll show you how you can find those. They're indicated by an E. So all of these are essential. And I'll scroll down to where you can find a recommended. Yeah, so R is recommended. Do prepare if you can, but if you get a non-conformity against one of these, you don't need to resolve it to be certified. But the next thing to look for is the not applicables, because these will indicate that some requirements in the standard are not relevant to you. So, for example, in this one, where soil health is measured, in some circumstances, this isn't relevant where growing in media and other than soil, or for example, in the animal husbandry section. So it's helpful when you first look at the standard to look for the not applicables, look for the essentials, because that will determine what is relevant to you. The next step then is to identify which documentary evidence you need and to prepare this. The leaf marque standard is site specific via management plans. So most sections of the standard have one management plan or more that needs to be completed prior to the audit. These are very often the first control points in the section. So if I show you, for example, in crop health and protection, you'll find the first control point in this section is that there's a crop health and protection plan. By preparing, if you've got existing plans or policies that can be adapted, then by all means use those, as long as they can include what's been referenced in the control point. Otherwise, create those documents. And that's what your auditor will be looking for. But do have a look through as well, because there's also things like risk assessments that you need to make sure you have documentary evidence prepared. To support this preparation process, you can also find a list of all the plans, policies and risk assessments in this checklist available on the web page. And that includes what the document is and how frequently that needs to be updated. So if you're a first-time business, it's more likely to be the creation, but if you're a business that's been certified before, then it would also be the update. So for example, it says how often it's updated and the corresponding control point. So in preparation of the documentary evidence, you may find it helpful to refer to this document. Moving then on to step 4, having a final check to make sure that you're ready for the audit. So the leaf marque audit isn't just looking at documentary evidence, it will also involve discussion with the auditor about why you're doing certain practices. It will be looking at environmental features to make sure that they are adhering to the leaf marque standard. So do have a look through the rest of the standard to make sure that you've got evidence that's needed there. And if you do ever have a requirement in the standard that you're not quite sure how to meet those requirements, there's various places you can look for guidance. Firstly, if you click on this link here, that will take you to a corresponding question in the Leaf Sustainable Farming Review. And that will give you access then to a range of guidance that's linked to that. There's also the leaf marque webpage, which includes guidance. And lastly, there's also the Help Centre, which you can find by searching the top right, that gives you more support and guidance in that approach, for example, on how to write a management plan. The next thing to note is that before your audit, you do need to consider your baseline certification. So this refers to the fact that leaf marque is a supplementary standard. In order for us to focus on the environmental sustainability, it was critical that there was certification to address the essentials of food safety, animal welfare and other similar issues. As Leaf Marque is a whole farm approach, this means that all of the business's enterprises need to have baseline system certification. So say, for example, the market demand is for fruit and vegetables and a business has arable enterprises. The Leaf Marque audit would include all of those enterprises, and they would need corresponding baseline system certification for both arable and the fruit and vegetables. There are two exemptions to this that are very, very rare, but the case that it's a minor product. So, for example, a smallholder with a couple of goats for household support, or if there's no baseline system. And if there's any other clarity on how to do this, then please contact the Leaf Marque team. The final step then is to contact your certification body to arrange a Leaf Marque audit, and this can be done at the same time as your baseline system as a joint audit, or it can be standalone, and it will be arranged at a mutually suitable time as an agreement between the allocated auditor and the business. It may well be that your existing certification body is already a Leaf Marque approved certification body, but you can find this information via the website again. If you search for certification bodies, that will bring you to a web page that then lists all of the currently Leaf Marque approved certification bodies. And if you click on the icon for each, it will show you which countries they are permitted to certify in. If you need more information, as I said, please contact the Leaf office or refer to the Help Centre section on the Leaf webpage.